Good day to you. This is David Ruchon with Bouncing Triad, Body, Mind, and Spirit. Bouncing Triad. What if you could handle the challenges life throws at you, kind of with grace and ease, not let them bother you to say much, and as a side effect of it, you actually improve your health and wellness. That's kind of what Bouncing Triad is. I had been working on my body, my mind, and my spirit, so working on my health and wellness, and I found out the importance of it is when I went in for a simple biopsy for the tumor in my sinus. There was complications. I woke up in ICU with a bunch of tubes coming out of me. When I found out it was ICU, my reaction was, okay. It was no big deal to me. Went back the following week, got a cancer diagnosis. Had complications again. I was okay with that. Went back the week after that, ended up being an 8-hour surgery, and I handled that all okay. And I learned some steps along the way, and I got my health back to previously about even better than what it was before. So that's kind of what Bouncing the Triad is in a nutshell. So today's topic, I have been talking about different steps to go through to start working on Bouncing Triad. And at the time of this video, very soon I will have a group where you can get those steps and you can start working on it yourself. So this is basically the last step, and, well, more or less the last step. We've gone through the entire process. I'm going to have to see if I can remember these from memory. You figured out what Bouncing the Triad is for yourself. You know what body, mind, spirit is. You've taken an honest, hard look about where you're at. You figured out what you want. You figured out you're willing and ready. You made long-term goals. You broke those down to short-term goals, which you broke down into baby steps and micro goals. You got accountability and support. You've checked on your progress, and you've celebrated your wins. Now, I think that's all of them. That might be all of them I got down. Now let's go with win, learn, plan, do, review. Even if you have all that done, there are going to be times where something comes up and you're not quite making progress. You're not quite achieving your goals. Or you were achieving them, you were making progress, and suddenly you're not. Now, you've heard me talk about this one quite a bit, but you either win or you learn. Apply this to just about any situation. So if you make your goals, great. You make your progress, you keep going. However, if you don't, if something comes up, what are you learning from that process? Take a step back, realize, look around, and what are you learning? What's working, what's not working? Where do you need to change things up at? That's the simple idea of win and learn. You either win or you learn from quote-unquote mistakes, the stumbles, the trips, which is similar to plan, do, review. The first time I heard of this was Eric Worre at his GoPro Recruiting Mastery event in Vegas. Plan. Similar to what we're all talking, basically the same thing we're exactly talking about. You plan out what you do. You plan your long-term goals. You plan out your short-term goals. You plan your baby steps. Oh, obstacle. That was also one of the other steps. You plan for potential obstacles. You can counteract them. And then you do it. And then you review. You find out, as I just mentioned before, it's what worked and what didn't work. And then you make adjustments, course correct, and change things up. And then you go from there. And then, in simple terms, it's rinse and repeat. That's an aspect of what it is when you wrap everything up. That's what it is. You do something, you find out whether it worked or not, you make adjustments, you make changes, and you try it again. And then it's just literally keep repeating the whole process. This is balancing the Triad, not balance, not balanced past tense. It's balancing in action. You're forever doing this. Because as long as life's happening, you are always going to be trying to balance it. And you're always going to try to balance it. It's never quite stable. Things happen, even weather conditions throw. Things get hot, things get cold, that throws you off a little bit. You get injured, you get sick. A new change in life, you go in a new direction. It's forever balancing. And plus, to me, that's also part of it. That's part of the growth, is to forever be learning to keep yourself going. It's like, what? And you've heard me talk about this one before, is you are grateful for where you're at. And at the same time, there's another level you can get to. You can still get better. You can still learn more. You can still progress more. You can still keep going. You can still share more with other people. Because what you can learn, you can turn around and pass it and help other people up. As you guys, Martha talks about, Rachel, she says, you've been through the fire, so that way you can turn around and help other people through it as well. And to me, that's what this is all about. You go through whatever your journey is, whatever challenges life throws at you, what you can learn from that, how you made it through, you share it with others. So that's, in a sense, those are the, I'm not sure if it's 12 or 13 steps I got through for you to start balancing your Triad. And it's a process. You keep going, you keep working at it. It's a forever journey. But I can tell you this, it is well worth it. And we'll get to a point, as I've mentioned this before as well, during, I think, the progress video, is you'll start acting a certain way without consciously thinking about it. We'll go through and you will just do certain things because that's what you've trained yourself to do. You've programmed your subconscious to act that way. And that's part of the journey. To where pretty soon you can go through these different things and it just happens. So it's one of the great ways to go through and do it. So start with balancing your tri and then keep going. It is so worth it. Life makes it so much easier to handle things, to go through, and you're also more alive. When I take a step back and reflect about the progresses I've made, and I didn't always celebrate my wins, but I can take a step and realize what I've made. Going through the most challenging thing I've had in my life up to this point has been getting a cancer diagnosis. I go in for a simple biopsy, and I woke up with 2 tubes coming out my nose, breathing tube down my throat. Once I got the breathing tube out, I had 2 I had IVs in each arm, catheterized. Then find out I previously had IVs in both of my legs because they don't want you moving around during surgery. I said 2 tubes coming out my nose. Can't breathe out of it because I spent 3 or 4 days in the hospital. Went back the following, got a cancer diagnosis, complications again. And just start getting some of my strength back in, then go through 8-hour surgery, just kind of wipes you out. And anytime you go through a major challenge like that, if you choose to, your whole life's changed. And you can learn from that, which is what I did. And that's where I learned and understood how important balancing the triad was. And I'd say, I need to share with people what I've gone through so they can learn from it as well. So that's what I've been doing, and that's why we'll continue to do it. So that's today's topic. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if you're going to start balancing your triad. So I will actually just leave it right there. I'll stop at that. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you got going on, and we will catch you tomorrow. So take care and balance into you. Bye-bye.